What is up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're here, you're probably looking for an honest take on one of the most budget-friendly graphics cards out there, the NVIDIA GeForce GT 1030. A lot of people call it the entry-level king for super casual gaming. But can it really handle the games we want to play in 2025? That's what we're going to find out today. I've spent the last week putting this little card through its paces, testing it across a variety of popular titles, from the Fortnite and CS2 to slightly more demanding games like Marvel's Rivals and Apex Legends. And after all that testing, I have a very clear and very honest opinion. Stay tuned to the end, because I'm also going to talk about one way you might be able to squeeze a little more life out of this GPU. Let's get straight to the results. In our initial tests with less demanding games like Fortnite and CS2, the GT 1030 actually performed okay at 1080p on medium or low settings. We were hovering in the 60 to 70 FPS range, which is perfectly playable. For these specific titles, it does the job. However, the moment we stepped up the demands, even slightly, things fell apart quickly. When we tried to play something like the Finals or Call of Duty Warzone, even on the absolute lowest settings, the experience was anything but enjoyable. My honest opinion after all the benchmarks is this: the graphics quality and the FPS are simply too low to enjoy smooth and comfortable gameplay. We were often dipping into the 10 to 20 FPS range. The textures look muddy, the draw distance is terrible, and the constant stuttering really kills the immersion. This card forces you to make a huge compromise. You are constantly battling between resolution and frame rate. Do you play at 720p for a marginally better frame rate, accepting that everything looks blurry on a modern monitor? Or do you stick to 1080p and face the frustrating reality of sub-30 FPS combat? If your opponents have any slightly better hardware, they will have a massive competitive advantage. And let's be honest about where the market is now. Even many modern integrated graphic solutions, like those found in AMD's recent G-series CPUs, can offer a more stable and higher quality gaming experience than this dedicated card. That tells you everything you need to know about the GT 1030's place in 2025. It's simply obsolete for anything beyond basic esports titles. And here's another key factor: value and thermals. If you are buying this card new today, its price is often dangerously close to much better used alternatives. Plus, when pushed hard, the tiny cooling solution can generate significant noise, and we even saw minor thermal throttling, adding another layer of instability to an already shaky performance. The reality is that gaming has moved on. Modern titles, even when optimized, require a certain baseline of VRAM and processing power that the GT 1030, with its 2 GB of VRAM and older architecture, just doesn't have. It forces you to play at resolutions as low as 720p just to get something close to 30 FPS. And for most of us, that's just not a comfortable gaming experience. Now, for those of you who don't have other options, maybe you bought this card a while ago, or your budget is extremely tight, there is one trick that might squeeze out a bit more performance: overclocking. With a slight bump in the memory clock and core clock, which you can usually do safely using utilities like MSI Afterburner, we managed to gain an additional 5 to 10 FPS in some games. It's not a miracle cure, but it can turn a 30 FPS stutter into a slightly smoother 35 or 40 FPS experience. If you're desperate, it's worth looking into, but remember to monitor your temperatures. So, what's the final verdict? The GT 1030 is unfortunately out of its depth for serious gaming in this day and age. If you can save up just a little bit more, I would highly recommend looking for a used GTX 1050 Ti or even an entry-level modern integrated GPU solution. Your gaming experience will be vastly superior. The GT 1030 belongs in an office PC or a media center, not a dedicated gaming rig. The experience is simply too compromised. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think? Have you managed to get the GT 1030 to run modern games smoothly? Or do you agree that its performance is just too low? Share your opinion in the comments below. Let's discuss what the true budget champion is right now. And if you found this review helpful, Or if you just love seeing honest benchmarks like this, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We release new gaming benchmarks and comparisons every single week. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.